my friends, and welcome to Paulina Art. Today I'm going to be painting this pretty Christmas painting. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing how to create dimension, light, mystery, and wonder. This is my own creation and design. I'm going to leave a link to my Facebook page where you can download my pattern for free. 2020 has been a strange and challenging year, but I would like to end the year in a happy note, painting a pretty and happy Christmas painting. If you would like to see how I created this Christmas painting, stay with me and let's paint together. Today I'm working on 9x12 canvas that I have prepared the night before with a coat of gesso. I always like to prep my canvases with gesso. I personally find it much easier to paint on a canvas that has been prepared with gesso. I have taped my pattern, and the only thing I'm going to trace for now is the land line. Today I'm going to be working with my FolkArt Multi-Surface Acrylic paint and with my Multi-Surface Metallic paint. I have done a review on these metallics. I'm going to attach a link below if you haven't seen the review yet. Of course, you can use any acrylic paint you have at home. I'm going to be using this Derwent palette that has a lid on. So you put your colors in these little reservoirs, and after you're done, you can cover your palette with this plastic lid so the paint won't dry. And I'm also using these two clear palettes. They are acrylic palettes that I purchased so I can stop using paper plates, and I attach a piece of tape on both of them so I can find them, because since they are clear I lose them everywhere. One is the size of a 9x12 canvas, and the other one is a little bit smaller. Let me know if you would like me to do a review on these two items. I'm going to list below all the colors that I'm using, and my first colors I have already put in my palette. I have white, blue, and red, and I'm going to mix some of the colors for my background. I'm going to mix a light blue, I'm going to mix a pink, and I'm going to mix a light purple with these two colors as well. With a damp sponge, I picked up my darkest blue, and I'm going to start at the top of my painting. I can also add some on the edges of my canvas. I'm now going to pick up the lighter blue that I mixed. And the purple color that I mixed. And my pink color. And I want to blend these colors so it gives me a nice soft background. Once you're happy with your background, I'm going to let it dry. While my sky dries, I'm going to pick up the same lighter blue that I created by mixing my blue and white, and I'm going to paint this area of the ground. I'm using a round brush for this. If you hear some stomping, those are my kitties. They're very happy running around and playing. You can also paint the bottom of your canvas. Once everything is dry, and you can speed up the process with a hair dryer, I'm going to go back to my colors. I'm going to go back to the sky with the same colors that I used, and now I'm using a round brush, and I'm just adding more intensity in some areas. And I'm going to do the same with my purple. And my light blue. And my dark blue as well. And with a dry brush, I'm blending a little bit so it's all very soft. I'm doing circular motions just to help with the blending. While my sky dries with the same round brush, I'm going to pick up some white. You can use a little paint knife like this too, but I'm going to use my round brush and I'm going to create the effect of snow. I'm following the shape of the land as if it's hilly and snowy. We can add some dark blue in some areas. We're concentrating more on this area because the tree is going to be here. And we can even dab a little bit of pink too. And I'm adding movement with my brush strokes. We're going to let the ground dry for now. And once our background is dry, we're going to pick up a small mop brush with no water. We want this very dry. And I just dabbed a little bit of white. And I'm going to start adding tiny little circles. And softening up areas. Some of my circles are going to be very small, and others I'm going to make larger ones. This can create a bokeh effect or even a snowy effect. And I can also dab around some of the edges. Once the background is dry, I'm going to align my pattern and tape it with some painter's tape so it doesn't move. And I'm going to trace my reindeer, my tree, and my star. I trace my tree and my reindeer with black carbon paper and my star with white carbon paper. I'm going to mix some of my green with blue to create a very dark bluish green. And with this color, I'm going to start creating my tree, and I'm just going to dab my brush to create the vegetation. I'm using the same round brush that I've used for everything so far. And the green with the blue creates this really nice dark green, the effect of a blue spruce. And by dabbing the brush, it gives the effect of the foliage of the tree. This side here is going to be my darker side of the tree. So I want to put more of the blue in there and more of the green on this side. My light is going to be in this side. We're going to let our tree dry. While our tree dries, we can do the star. For the star, I'm going to use this very small flat brush. You can use a liner brush if you prefer, but I feel I have more control with this brush. So I'm going to do my star. It's just going to be like a cross. And if the edges are not perfect like mine, you can clean them up with a damp brush. You can add little lines in the center too. One on each side in the center. You can let your star dry and go over it again so it's very, very bright. And with a liner brush and my dark blue, I'm going to do the reindeer. I'm going to start by tracing the outline and filling him up. And again, if you make mistakes like I do, just clean it up with a damp brush. You can let it dry and apply a second coat. I'm going to do that because mine looks a little translucent and I want it to be dark, dark blue. While the reindeer dries, I can add some shadow from the reindeer onto the ground. With my light blue. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just to create more dimension on the painting. My tree is not 100% dry, but it's somewhat dry. And I'm going to start adding with my round brush and white. I'm going to start adding the effect of snow. And I'm just dabbing my brush again. And on my dark side, I'm going to add white with some green and blue. While the tree dried, I applied a second coat of blue to my reindeer and a second coat of white to my star. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish this painting by adding some sparklies on the tree. And for that, I'm going to use this little sponge. This is a small or a mini beauty blender. It's a makeup tool. If you don't have a mini beauty blender, you can use a Q-tip or even your round brush. So I have a little bit of red on my beauty blender and I'm just going to dab in a few places. Just like that, without overdoing it. And I'm going to use some of my platinum from the Metallics acrylic paint. And I'm going to dab some of that on my tree. And I'm also going to add gold. This one is called 14 karat gold. And I'm going to add the gold more on this side of the tree where the light is. Painting is almost done, but I think I'm going to add a little bit of vegetation around here, not much. I have some white and blue on my small flat brush, and I'm going to just add a little bit of vegetation in here. I'm just flicking my brush. Some vegetation picking up from the snow. Okay, my friends, our beautiful Christmas painting is done. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed doing this painting. I hope you learned something new. If you would like to support this channel, you can do so with a coffee. I'm going to link my coffee page on the description box below. If you like this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, comment below, let me know what other painting tutorials you would like to see. If you don't want to miss any future content from me, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.